Today's top stories. The Comelec proclaims today the 12 winning senators and the winning party lists. The Department of National Defense and the National Security Advisor are looking into the telecom giant, whether it does have the capability to spy on the country. The implementing panels of the government of the Philippines and the MALF turn over their proposed transition plan to the Bangsamoro Transition Authority. And La Loma celebrates its annual Lechon Festival. Good day, I'm Rom Dulfo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. The results are in. After completing the canvassing of votes in the 2019 midterm elections, the Comelec proclaimed today the 12 winning senators and the winning party list organizations. Here is our report.
8 days after convening as the National Board of Canvassers, the Commission on Elections finished late Tuesday the canvassing of 167 certificates of canvass in the just concluded May 13 national and local elections. The proclamation of senators was held at the PICC. Winning senators were proclaimed at 10 in the morning, while party list groups were proclaimed at 7 in the evening. Following the winning senators is Cynthia Villar, followed by Grispo and Bongo, Pia Cayetano, Ronald Bato de la Rosa, Sonny Angara, Lito Lapid, Amy Marcos, Francis Tolentino, Coco Pimentel, Bong Revilla, and Nancy Binay. For party list representatives, those in the top spots are ACT CIS, Bayan Muna, Ako Bicol, Sibak, Ang Provinciano, Juan Pacman, Marino, Provinciano Ako, Senior Citizens, and Magsasaka. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Malacanang is leaving it to the Department of Foreign Affairs to settle the matters of China's fishing ban at the West Philippine Sea. The annual ban, which runs from May 1 to August 16, takes effect in areas where other countries have territorial claims, such as Paracel Island and Scarborough Shoal. Presidential spokesperson Sal Panelo said the DFA will determine how the ban will affect the Philippines and whether it will raise a protest. The Senate approved on third reading on Monday a bill that will give employers and employees an option to adopt flexible working arrangements. Senate Bill 1571, or the proposed Alternative Working Arrangement Act, seeks to allow workers to practice a schedule different from the normal 8 hours of work a day. Under the proposal, alternative working hours shall not exceed 48 hours a week, and there is no reduction of existing benefits. Senator Joel Villanueva, author and sponsor of the measure, shared that some companies are already implementing non-traditional work arrangements such as flexi-time, 4-day work week, compressed work week, working from home, shift flexibility, among others, to give workers more independence and control over their work. He said flexible working arrangement will give employers less expense on recruitment and training, as well as reducing traffic congestion. The House approved in third and final reading House Bill number 8909, which will strengthen drug prevention and control in the country. The measure imposes a legal presumption and a corresponding penalty to individuals who will be identified as importers, financiers, protectors, or coddlers of illegal drugs. The measure was approved with 155 affirmative votes, no negatives, and no abstention. It was authored by Speaker Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo to strengthen RA 9165, or the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act. Manila water customers who were severely affected by the water interruption last March will be compensated. More on this and other news around the metro from Janice Cave.
Some 140,000 Manila Water customers will receive a rebate this June following massive service interruptions that started in March. MWSS said the severely affected customers, or those who experienced 7 days with no supply for 24 hours from March 6 to March 31, will receive more than 2,000 pesos each, while those who do not fall under the severely affected category are also entitled to a 10 cubic meter rebate equivalent to 153.93 pesos. While some customers are expecting their rebates, Manila Water announced water interruptions in some 20 barangays in Quezon City. The affected barangays are Ramon Magsaysay, Alicia, Santo Cristo, Bagong Pag-asa, Old Capitol Site, Vasra, Project 6, Culiat, Bahay Toro, Tandang Sora, Pasong Tamo, Central, Malaya, Piñahan, Sikatuna Village, San Vicente, Teachers Village East, Teachers Village West, and UP Village. The water interruption will start at 8 p.m. on Friday until 6 a.m. on Saturday. It is in line with the construction of the Manila Metro Rail Transit Line 7. In other news, more than 7,000 police officers and personnel will be deployed to secure the students returning to schools on June 3. NCRPO Chief Guillermo Eleazar said this will be done to ensure that no untoward incident would mar the school opening. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Still to come, more than 800 NFA employees lose their jobs due to restructuring. And DEP at Cordillera seeks help in rebuilding school gutted by fire. More on this when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Maligayang pagdating po sa lalawigan ng mga bayani sa bayan ng Alfonso.
Lahat. Tunay na ang araw na ito ay dakila at pinagpala para sa mga kapitenyong katulad ko sa puso. Dahil narito ang lahat na nagmamahal at nagmamalasakit para sa mga bata at para sa dekalidad na edukasyon.
Masasaksihan din natin ngayong araw na ito ang pagkakaisa at pagtutulungan ng nasyonal at lokal na pamahalaan, mga magulang, miyembro ng pamayanan, simbahan at pribadong sektor.
Ang pagkakaisa ng Muslim at ang mga Kristiyano.
Dalangin po namin na ang pagkakaisang ito ay maging simbolo ng isang matatag na bansa para sa naunlad ng paaralan.
Naway patuloy naming maramdaman ang tunay na diwa ng bayanihan na siyang tunay na diwa din ng Brigada Eskwela.
Ipagkaloob mo sa amin ang diwa ng pagmamahal, ang diwa ng kapayapaan, ang diwa ng pagtutulungan, ang diwa ng pagkakaisa, ang diwa ng pagkikaisa.
At sama-sama nating ihahanda at isusiguro na maayos, malinis at ligtas para sa lahat ng mga bata na gagamit nito.
The Defense Department and the National Security Advisor are looking into a telecom giant and whether it does have the capability to spy on the country. The issue stemmed from U.S. President Donald Trump's order to ban U.S. companies from engaging with foreign companies believed to threaten their national security. In response, U.S. internet giant Google, which powers the Android mobile operating system, cut off its ties with Huawei. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said Malacanang is waiting for a recommendation from the Department of National Defense and National Security Advisor regarding Chinese telecom Huawei. Meanwhile, the PNP said there are no concrete evidence that Huawei is engaged in spying or any activity threatening security. Some 839 employees of the National Food Authority's 4,000-strong workforce will be retired this month due to restructuring. Agriculture Secretary Manny Piñol on Tuesday said the restructuring involves the removal of regulatory and enforcement positions following the implementation of the rice tarification law. The National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDA, and the Department of Trade and Industry also suggested to further trim down the number of employees by clustering the NFA regional offices. The NFA is given up to 60 days for reorganization. Those affected by the reorganization are expected to receive a compensation package. A female cadet from Alilem, Ilocos Sur topped this year's graduating class of the Philippine Military Academy. Valedictorian Dion May Apollo Gumalia not only topped the PMA Mabalasi class of 2019, she will also receive 14 other special awards, including the Presidential Sabre Award, Philippine Navy Sabre, and the Leadership Plaque. Gumalia attributed her accomplishments to her mother, who is a retired high school teacher. She is the 5th female cadet to land on top since the Academy started accepting females in the institution. The top 10 graduates of the PMA class of 2019 are Dion May Apollo Gumalia, Jonathan Islao Mendoza, Jazel Gumapak Tandok, Daniel Hines Bugnozen, Aldrin Maambong Altamero, Richard Balabag Lonogan, Marnel Dinihay Fundares, Glenn Eleanor Buansi Marapao, Ruth Angelique Ricardo, and Daryl James Halgalado Ligutan. 263 out of the 349 aspirants of Mambalase class of 2019 will graduate on May 26, with President Duterte leading the ceremonies as Commander-in-Chief and guest speaker. The city government of General Santos City has allotted about 2 million pesos in line with the ongoing annual Brigada Escuela in local schools. Mayor Ronel Rivera said Tuesday the assistance is part of the city government's continuing support to public elementary, secondary, and senior high schools. The local government has facilitated the construction of school buildings and other infrastructure and helped provide thousands of armchairs and tables through donations from the private sector. The mayor said they also coordinated with their partner non-government organizations to extend additional help to various public schools. Assistant Division Superintendent Dr. Mario Bermudez said they are making sure that all public schools in the city will be ready for the first day of classes on June 3. DepEd Cordillera seeks help for the construction of a school in Tuba, Benguet, which was burned down to ashes. And red tide is up in Davao Oriental. These and other news from the provinces. From Janice Cave.
In Mati, Davao Oriental, the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources has warned against eating mussels harvested from the waters of Balite Bay due to the presence of red tide toxins. Areas still safe from the toxic red tide are the coastal waters of Santa Maria in Davao Occidental. In Bacolod City, the Regional Tourism Office initiated a 5-day Future Tourism Leaders Camp, which will be attended by 41 young leaders in Western Visayas. The training, which runs until May 23, aims to create awareness among the youth and encourage them to participate in the promotion and development of the region's tourism industry. The session's topics include leadership, sustainable tourism, communication, writing, and maximizing the social media platform. In Cordillera, a school was burned down to ashes on the evening of May 1. Initial report of the Tuba Fire Station shows that the fire at the Indawak Elementary School in Sitio Indawak in Tabaan Sur started at the principal's room that spread to the adjacent rooms, including the kindergarten room, classroom of grades 1 and 2, grades 3 and 4, grades 5 and 6, and the home economics room. Damage is pegged at 5 million pesos. DepEd Cordillera is asking kind-hearted individuals or organizations to help in rebuilding of their school or at least provide temporary classrooms for its students ahead of the opening of classes in public schools on June 3. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Up next, MILF and members of the peace panels turned over their plan to Bangsamoro Transition Authority, and the Loma celebrates its annual Lechon Festival. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
Nagsimula po ang ideya, panuntunan at prinsipyo ng bayanihan Sa loob po ng mahigit na isang dekada at naging isang pinakamahalagang bahagi ng ating mga paaralan, ang Brigada Eskwela.
Without a doubt, Brigada Eskwela brings out the best in Filipinos, and that is the spirit of bayanihan.
Napakalaki po ng tulong talaga na nagagawa ng brigada, eskwela, kasi nga po ay naihahanda natin ang ating paaralan para po sa susunod na pasukan.
Mag-ayos, magkumpuni, magkawang gawa, pagkat pukpok ng martilyo, musika sa kakaisa, nagkakabigis para sa Brigada Eskwela. Libre nating pagtutulungan, maraming mag-aaral ang makikinabang sa bawat tuwing makikita niyo.
More importantly, we are building the values of volunteerism po sa ating community. At the same time nga po ay nalilinang po yung pagtutulungan po and the value of cooperativism para sa ating mga stakeholders po.
Pwede natin sabihin sa ating sarili na ang mga bagay na dati akala natin imposible, ngayon posibleng-posible dahil po sa Brigada Eskwela ng inyong kagawaran ng edukasyon. Huwag po tayong magsawang mangarap para po sa ating mga anak.
Maligayang pagbubukas ng Brigada Eskwela.
Tara na, brigada na!
The implementing panels of the Government of the Philippines and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, or MILF, on Tuesday turned over their proposed transition plan to the Bangsamoro Transition Authority. The plan was officially accepted by BTA Interim Chief Minister Ahod Murad Ibrahim Al-Hajj. The transition plan includes the critical priority codes that the BTA should legislate, such as electoral, local government, education, administrative, revenue, and civil service codes. These codes are expected to be passed into law before crafting the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao's budget for the next fiscal year. Among the main priority programs of the BTA are education, health and sanitation, food security, and environment protection. MILF Minister Muhammad Iqbal expressed hope that the transition plan would help establish a government structure that is ethical, inclusive, and dutiful to the needs of the country. Presidential Peace Advisor Carlito Galvez Jr. said the plan embodies the party's commitment to ensure the efficient transition from the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao government. The Manila International Airport Authority, or MIA, on Tuesday noted that its income has been increasing since the start of the Duterte administration. The MIA, which manages the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, or NAIA, remitted more than 3 billion pesos in dividends to the government, the highest in MIA's history. MIA said the increase in income is due to increase in flights, passengers, additional concessions coupled with the strict implementation of the point-of-sale system, imposition of variable parking rates at terminals, as well as opening of additional parking areas. Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez vowed that government's drive against the illicit cigarette trade will continue, but admits that there will always be those who will try to engage in the illegal trade. Dominguez stressed the agency's support for legislative measures that will hike taxes on tobacco and alcohol products. Last week, Dominguez and Health Secretary Francisco Duque held a press briefing to give their support to Senate Bill number 1599, authored by Senator Emmanuel Ormani Pacquiao. Under SB 1599, excise tax on cigarettes and other tobacco products will be increased from the current rate of 35 pesos per pack to 60 pesos per pack on the first year of the law's implementation, and increased further by 9% annually for several years thereafter. For alcoholic products, both departments are proposing the increase of excise tax to at least 40 pesos per liter and a unitary tax system for fermented liquors. Dominguez said they want to reduce people's consumption of sin products, especially among the poor, since this is certain to negatively affect their health. Duque earlier said that without the increase of excise tax on sin products, the health of about 250,000 Filipinos will be at risk every year, since government will be unable to fully fund the universal healthcare law. In sports, Puerto Princesa City in Palawan is chosen to host the national finals of the Batang Pinoy. Philippine Sports Commission Chair Butch Ramirez said on Tuesday the National Secretariat will meet with Mayor Lucilo Bayron on May 23 to finalize the agreement for the tournament. The national finals was scheduled from August 25 to 31 this year. About 10,000 athletes who took part in the qualifying legs held in Tagum City, Iloilo City, and Ilagan City will see action in 21 sports events. Last year's national finals was co-hosted by Baguio City and the province of Benguet. Every year, the third Sunday of May is an oily, greasy, yet tasty day for the people of the Loma in Quezon City, as scores of lechon and other pork dishes are given to tourists and residents taking part in the Lechon Festival. The first Lechon Festival happened in 2000 when Monchi Ferreros, former president of the Loma Lechoneros Association or LLA and owner of Monchi's Lechon, launched the Parada ng Mga Lechon. Lechoneros participating in the parade dressed their lechons in different costumes and placed them in floats for everyone to see. Aling Nelia shared how her comparatively small business started in 1997. Remembering the challenges as a neophyte in the lechon business, Aling Nelia said strong will is needed to survive a cutthroat competition. In support of Ferrero's initiative, former Quezon City Mayor Feliciano Belmonte Jr. declared La Loma as the lechon capital of the Philippines due to numerous establishments selling roasted pigs in the area. Outgoing Mayor Herbert Bautista also classified La Loma as a major tourist destination. Currently, LLA president and owner of Ping Ping's Lechon, William Chua, said he sees that lechon business will stay in La Loma. Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Here's another look at today's biggest stories. The Comelec proclaims today the 12 winning senators and the winning party lists. The Department of National Defense and the National Security Advisor are looking into the telecom giant, whether it does have the capability to spy on the country. The implementing panels of the Government of the Philippines and the MALF turn over their proposed transition plan to the Bangsamoro Transition Authority. And La Loma celebrates its annual Lechon Festival. Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all our social media platforms and websites. Before we end, we'd like to greet a happy birthday to our former executive editor, Severino Samonte. And that's your daily dose of latest news and information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm Rom Dulfo. Good day.